You know, I was just wondering the same thing. Did I die and turn into some kind of a small, muscular Boy Scout?
We're not dead.
So then what's going on here?
Okay, this is gonna sound very strange, but we are in a video game called Jumanji, and we are in the bodies of video game characters. And we've been here before, Fridge and I.
Well, last time I was you. Huh? We're in a game.
All the explanation you need. Time to fly.
If you want the truth, Neo, you're going to have to follow me.
The only thing that matters to you is still here. I know it's why you're still fighting and why you will never give up.
You don't know me.
No?
We're still telling the same stories we've always told, just with different names, different faces.
Hi, Thomas. Everyone calls me Chip.
Who are you?
My name is Trinity.
Deja vu, right?
Why does this story feel like a memory?
Our memories turned into fiction any less real.
There's a woman in your game,
Trinity.
which is a weird coincidence also, right? If you want the truth, Neo, you're going to have to follow me.
Wait. If this is real, if I haven't lost my mind, does that mean this happened?
This brings us to our next gameplay feature. Right now. Catch that magic moment right now. Let's talk about our next gameplay feature. Pay-to-plays and walk-ins. Gameplay feature number 4, pay-to-plays and walk-ins. Have you heard of people saying that they are a walk-in? The walk-ins are not common. Usually they are doing something related to a teaching mode. Sometimes they are here to assist player characters. Sometimes they are here to mislead and entrap them. Sometimes they are the way showers. Sometimes Earth hires souls for the good roles as actors. The walk-ins are a soul entity that most often uses a vacated player body. This happens when the original player character makes a deal to leave their body and return to their source awareness outside the Matrix dream state. They could have abused their body with drugs. They are barely there, depressed, suicidal, getting into near-death experiences. They just want to leave. Perhaps they could be elites that are not even making the bare minimum of what they were required to do. Their replacements are usually one brave enough to make the replacement. They wake up on the other side of the dream illusion. The walk-in will use that avatar body for the rest of their life, here within this holographic dream. It's a similar concept to the soft disclosure revealed in the Netflix series Travelers.
My consciousness was sent from the distant future into the body of Special Agent Grant McLaren. Since then, I have assumed his life, his work, his marriage.
You killed my husband.
In truth, I am Traveler 3468. One of thousands of travelers around the world who have come from a time when life is all but wiped out. To save humanity. To change the path.
Walk-ins are like divine positive light being possessions. taking over the body from the original soul. Sometimes the spirit comes in brand new at a certain moment, such as a near-death experience.
We're travelers from the future, Agent McLaren.
In our time, many years from now, humanity's been all but wiped out. We've come back to change that.
There are thousands of travelers already here taking part.
Huh. Okay, what do you say we travel downstairs and talk about this somewhere else? It's not safe here. Till what?
In the future, we've developed a technology that allows a traveler to project his or her conscious mind into a host body by knowing the precise time, elevation, latitude, and longitude of their death.
Tell.
A traveler's consciousness arrives moments before that historical time of death, overriding the original host's mind, then resumes his or her life by using their knowledge of historical records and social media.
Okay, that's enough bullshit for now.
30 seconds.
11:14 and 11:17.
20 seconds.
We know the events of tonight because for us, they've already happened.
Just as we know that during a blackout on this night at 11:17, in pursuit of Jonas Walker, Special Agent Grant McLaren fell 45 meters down an open elevator shaft to his death. 3 seconds.
I see we all made it. Let's begin.
Sometimes the spirit comes in at the being's birth. Smuggled in, if you will, like crossing the border through a checkpoint, being smuggled in the back of the trunk of a car. The person driving the car is the smuggler, the original soul, with a passport and all the legal paperwork, so to speak. Smuggled into this earth realm by avoiding detection from the Archon grid. The Archons being in charge of who gets into this reality. The Archons, who were hired by Earth to control who gets into this realm after the final fall of Atlantis. That fall of Atlantis almost destroyed Earth. She had no other choice as she went into a coma. Since then, it appears they've become a bit insane with their power. The Archons had infiltrated and modified the binary codes to this reality. But our light has now taken command of this Earthship, and it's that light that we are crystallizing the operating of this Earthship. Earth will be more resilient to any situation like this ever happening again. It's like an operating system being stolen or hacked, and then all the firewalls put in place to prevent it from future attacks. If the Archons discover the walk-in, especially at birth, they will attempt to kill the fetus. This can include stillbirths, strangled by the umbilical cord, miscarriage, accidents to the mother, negative fetus programming, copious amounts of limitations on the body. All of these things are done because that walk-in is seen as a threat to the Archon grid. If the walk-in spirit entity makes it across the border, so to speak, it comes out of the trunk and into the driver's seat at the right time when the vehicle has been warmed up, so to speak, because they have to be ready for an attack and prepared enough to survive it. You know, bulletproof windows and the like. Things so they can outcreate the targeting. Other times, the walk-in occurs during the awakening of the human. Sometimes the original soul goes back to source. Sometimes it moves to the passenger seat because it has skills to help. Sometimes the walk-in can occur when the original soul has a traumatic or near-death experience. This concept is also shown in the Netflix series Travelers, when one of the characters, Marcy, who is mentally handicapped, is attacked by a gang trying to steal her purse, and she dies. Her walk-in has martial arts skills, and she immediately uses that to defend herself. Remember how I mentioned about all the different languages that Julius Caesar knew? Perhaps when a walk-in comes into a body, they automatically know the language of the person they walked into. It reminds me of that movie Bedazzled, when Brendan Fraser wants to experience life as a drug lord and wakes up in that reality.
Muy buenos días, señor. ¿Le apetece algo de comer?
Como dices, no habla español. Un momento. Estoy hablando español. ¡Qué diablos! Realmente estoy hablando español. ¿Qué tal que Mrs. Klein, mi profesora de español, me podía oír? Ella siempre decía que yo no podría juntar dos frases. Según veo, estaba equivocada. Hola! Mucho gusto!
Walk-ins could include the miracle kids, kids that have overpowered abilities, perhaps contracted to be the trailblazer for a new type of concept that opens up possibilities for something new. Sometimes there can be the multi-walk-in concept because there could be larger quantities of spirits that walk in with their own specialties. Walk-ins can be used like chess pieces on a chessboard. There's also the concept of pay-to-plays. These are entities that pay to come into the Earth experience, to play the part like an actor on a stage. The more they can pay, the bigger the role. That entity can walk into that human avatar body at any time. Sometimes they exhibit bizarre behavior when they first arrive, which you can usually see in their eyes. This is because they are getting used to their surroundings and how they experience this dream state through the sense of sight, as well as other senses we experience here. They are also acclimating themselves to how linear time works, because outside of this dream state matrix, it doesn't exist. Perhaps this game we are experiencing, like actors on the world stage or theater, is a dream state illusion where we have our avatar body that we are playing the game with. And perhaps we are playing the game with computer simulated non-character players like backdrop actors. All of us following our scripts, our soul contracts, making different choices within our script until the day comes when we figure out we can unlock our script. This brings us to our next gameplay feature. Right now is everything. Catch that magic moment right now. Let's talk about our next gameplay feature. Gameplay feature number 5, unlocking your script. First, let's talk about what scripts are. If you're familiar with how a play or movie is put together, you know that the script is vital. The script that an actor follows is a blueprint. It's a written document that contains the dialogue, actions, and stage directions for a play, movie, or television show to bring a story to life. As an actor, on your stage, you have a name. All actors have a name so that you know who they are.
I am Moira Franklin, born in Moorfield. Today is October 19th, 1899. I am not crazy. I am Moira Franklin.
Perhaps the name given to you at birth, as is on your birth certificate, is your stage name. This name resonates at the same frequency as your DNA. It's a match to what some call your signature frequency. Perhaps your consciousness source fractal arrived into this reality through the womb portal of your mother. Perhaps, if you are a player character, your mother must also be one. Perhaps NPC mothers do not have this womb portal technology. Your father may or may not be a player character, but your mother had to be one, even if she remained asleep, so to speak. So she could provide you with her mitochondrial DNA, which you've inherited from her. Your script is fed to you by a thought stream brought into your mind by the Matrix. When someone is able to read your Akashic records, what they are doing is accessing what I would call the script database of all your lifetimes. Because we could be looping in time with each of these different past lives, that Akashic database will reveal the latest script for that lifetime. It's all recorded in the Akashic records.
I'm glad you found me. All of this must seem very complicated to you, but it's simpler than you think. Careful, the chair is damaged. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I should have warned you earlier, but I couldn't because of the transcript.
The transcript?
The text of our conversation. I am you, 70 years older. Everything you say I said myself when I was young. I only had to transcribe our conversation. It's all written right here.
I can't
believe it.
Scripts work the same way for player characters, NPCs, and walk-ins, as we all have a part to play. We have the main actors, their co-stars, and all the background extras. Your script makes you think and do things in a certain way, to speak your lines at the right time, to travel to a certain location, to date a certain person, to take a certain job, etc. For example, when everyone follows their script, this is what it's like.
And every morning, I start my day with the most delicious coffee in the whole world.
Medium coffee, cream, 2 sugars.
You know it.
That is unexpectedly hot. Jeez, that's good. It's like losing my virginity, but in my mouth. Thank you for making this with such love.
You're welcome.
Officer Johnny! Have a good one, guy. Don't have a good day. Have a great day.
When I tune into it, almost everything on this world stage is scripted, except for those player characters who have unlocked their scripts, knowingly or unknowingly. An actor with an unlocked script can speak separately from their scripted thought stream and do things that are not on anyone's script, including create things that they want to. They literally ad-lib their part. When an actor with an unlocked script has interactions with NPCs or even players whose scripts are still locked, the programming of the thought stream might freeze. Those actors with locked scripts can be confused, or they could even attempt to change the subject. When you unlock your script, like Guy does in the movie Free Guy, it can go like this.
Cream, 2 sugars.
Medium coffee, cream, 2 sugars.
Actually, I think I'd like to try a cappuccino today. Ooh, cappuccino. I enjoy saying that. It's like a waterfall made of letters.
Excuse me?
I'd like to try a cappuccino. Please.
But you get a medium coffee, cream, 2 sugars. That's what you get. That's what everyone gets. Every day, always.
Well,
Somebody's about to get shot.
Sir Johnny, I just thought I'd try something different today, you know? Whatever, right? Ah! I'm just keeping you on your toes. Coffee, cream, 2 sugars, please. I'm joking. Just keeping you on your toes. I was kidding.
I was just kidding.
Oh, you think I'd deprive myself of your baristic artistry? No way, no how. That's hot. Whew, it's like Jesus washed my tongue. Right before he finished, he finally told my dad he's good enough. Thank you so much, Officer Johnny!
Have a good one, guy.
Cappuccino.
Perhaps your script also includes your death contract, the exact time, location, and cause of your death. What if you could not only unlock your script, but cancel your death contract and choose to drop your body when you want to? To do that first, you need to unlock your script. Why do we even have scripts? What is their purpose? Perhaps one purpose is that scripts are a safety mechanism. Why? Because if you have an unlocked script and your frequency isn't at a high enough level, you can drop your frequency to new lows. Scripts also provide what I would call limited free will.
Is it free will or destiny?
In the movie, The Adjustment Bureau is explained this way.
You don't have free will, David. You have the appearance of free will.
You expect me to believe that? I make decisions every day.
You have free will over which toothpaste you use or which beverage to order at lunch, but humanity just isn't mature enough to control the important things.
So you handle the important things. Well, the last time I checked, the world's a pretty screwed up place.
It's still here. If we'd left things in your hands, it wouldn't be.
Perhaps, based upon your script, you can make choices, but only choices that lead to other choices that are part of your overall script possibilities. It's also explained how someone's script can be read, or as they say, the Adjustment Bureau can read your mind.
Ellie, I can read your mind. Yeah, really. Pick a color. Blue. Pick a number, 17. Now, why are you still thinking about running?
I don't really know what's going on here.
But you've just seen behind a curtain that you weren't even supposed to know existed. Must be jarring. It's not your fault. Your path through the world this morning was supposed to have been adjusted. You were supposed to spill your coffee as you entered the park this morning. You would have gone upstairs to change, you would have missed the bus, and you would have arrived at work 10 minutes later than you did, and we would have been gone.
I was supposed to spill my coffee.
We call that an adjustment. See, sometimes when people spill their coffee, or their internet goes out, or they misplace their keys, they think it's chance. And sometimes it is. Sometimes it's us. Nudge.
They also reveal the concept of the script in a book that shows someone's scripted life path.
Okay, this says that you love me, and that I love you, and that we're not supposed to be together. Because of this book. But I know that I'm supposed to be with you because of the way I feel. I love you, and I don't care what happens. I want to spend the rest of my life with you, even if it's only a little while.
He just revealed us. Call the intervention team. Tell them it's a square one reset.
When you are in a locked script, it's why numerology and astrology have so much power. There's an excellent example about this in the book, The Alexander Romance. The Alexander Romance is a collection of stories and legends about the life and adventures of Alexander the Great. It's said to have been the most popular romance novel of all time, especially in medieval Europe. This book reveals that Alexander's true father wasn't King Philip, but instead someone named Nectanebo. Nectanebo was said to be the Egyptian pharaoh Nectanebo II. His soul spark was said to be Amun, the god of the air, an Egyptian deity who eventually merged with Ra to become Amun-Ra. He ruled Egypt from around 360 BCE to 342 BCE. He brought wealth and military strength to Egypt and successfully defended Egypt against Persian invasions. However, he was eventually defeated by Persian king Artaxerxes III in 343 BCE. Then he escaped into Macedonia. He had a relationship with Queen Olympias. Before he did, according to the Alexander Romance, he checked her astrology. Quoting from the book, he said, "Tell me, Queen, the year, the month, the day, and the hour of your birth." And when she told him, Nectanebo compared his own horoscope with hers to see if the stars agreed. He then saw that there was harmony. Later, When Olympia, who was Alexander the Great's mother, was to give birth to Alexander, he kept telling her to hold back because the timing with the constellations meant everything. Again, quoting from the book, he said, "Now, when the time came for the delivery of Olympias had arrived, she sat upon the childbed, and the birth pangs began to pain her. Nectanebus was standing before her and calculating the stars of heaven. When he had made his calculation, he said to Olympias, 'Rise up for a little, O queen, from the seat until an hour pass. For the sign of the scorpion holds this hour, and Saturn and the sun and the balance are opposed to it.'" He goes on and tells her to keep holding back from giving birth until the right timing to ensure that Alexander would be ruler of the world, who establishes royalty.
How can I say it? How can I tell you what it was like to be young, to dream big dreams, to believe when Alexander looked you in the eye, you could do anything. Anything. In his presence, by the light of Apollo, we were better than ourselves. Truly, I've known many great men in my life, but only one Colossus. And only now when old do I understand who this force of nature really was.
Nectanebo understood the power of astrology related to how our scripts work. However, with an unlocked script, is it possible to rewrite the stars?
What if we rewrite the stars? Say you were made to be mine. Nothing could keep us apart. You'd be the one I was meant to find. It's up to you, and it's up to me. No one can say what we get to be. So why don't we rewrite the stars? Maybe the world could be ours tonight.
Yes, I believe it's possible to rewrite the stars. Like the ending in the Adjustment Bureau movie.
Is that about us?
Yes. What does it say?
It says that this situation between the two of you is a serious deviation from the plan. So the chairman rewrote it. Most people live life on the path we set for them, too afraid to explore any other. But once in a while, people like you come along who knock down all the obstacles we put in your way. People who realize free will is a gift you'll never know how to use until you fight for it. I think that's the chairman's real plan. That maybe one day, we won't write the plan. You will.
Notice when they use the term the chairman, that could actually be your divine self. So keep that in mind when you listen to that dialogue. So how exactly do you unlock your script? This information I'm not going to include in this presentation, as it's not for everyone. Instead, I've created another short presentation to provide you with the keys to unlock your script, the keys to the cipher. There will also be some powerful light language to assist you, which I don't want to make public. On your screen, I'm showing you where you can find this information. There is a small price to gain access, and you could think of it as an equal exchange of energy and a way to say thank you for the efforts I put into making these presentations. It's like buying me a cappuccino for a week. A cappuccino with oat milk, my favorite. I'd like to conclude this gameplay presentation with 2 Mandela effects. The first is about a Mandela effect that I recently discovered about the 1960s television show called The Beverly Hillbillies. I want to give you a heaping helping of abundance with this Mandela effect. That show has a very famous theme song whose first line I remember goes, "Come and listen to a story about a man named Jed." But now it goes, "Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed." I don't remember my in that first line. It reminds me of the Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood Mandela Effect song change, which is now, "It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood," when many of us remember, "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood." So what's going on? Is this change to my and this showing exclusivity, possibly something negative? When I tune into it, I get that it's a reminder that we are each in our own bubble of reality within time and space. The universe is literally within us. And we are each co-creating this reality together as our bubbles of reality merge. My bubble of reality, whether it's a story or my story about the Beverly Hillbillies being told, or this neighborhood or the neighborhood, as in Mr. Rogers, it's your experience. Perhaps the Mandela effect can be abbreviated ME or me for a reason. My bubble of reality. There's one more thing about the Beverly Hillbillies in this timeline. Abundance. Perhaps all of the actors have had upgrades, and watching the show now can increase your abundance in this timeline. It takes the hillbilly concept and can bring more people out of poverty and ignorance. It's like a Mandela effect trap of consciousness evolution. Most importantly, the theme song. When a person sings a Beverly Hillbillies song, it amplifies your abundance. It literally creates a law of attraction equation where the founder of abundance, the creator of abundance, will empower you. How did that song go?
Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed. A poor mountaineer barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude oil, that is, black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolk said, "Jed, move away from there." Said, "California is the place you ought to be." So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is, swimming pools, movie stars.
The Beverly Hillbillies.
Can you feel the rags to riches, ignorance to expanded consciousness frequency coming in? Watching that show, you realize that the Beverly Hillbillies always kept their down-to-earth mentality. They never merged into the frequency of wealthy people in Beverly Hills. They were real. Granny was never walking Rodeo Drive with Gucci handbags. Now I want to talk about another Mandela effect. In Act 8 of Dream On, I said that silver has the highest known electrical and thermal conductivity of all metals. This may have been surprising to many of you and may be a Mandela effect, especially if you thought that gold had the highest known electrical conductivity. In this timeline, out of gold, silver, and copper, silver now has the highest electrical conductivity, copper is second, and gold is last. This literally means that the atomic structures of those metals have changed, related to the number of protons and electrons. It reminds me of the Mandela effect about putting metal in your microwave oven. In my old timeline, metal of any type was never to be put in a microwave. However, now you can buy microwave ovens with metal racks. And there are even cooking guides about how to make the best microwave meals with metal. You can even use aluminum foil as long as there are no jagged edges. The aluminum foil needs to be wrapped and smoothed around the container the food is in. The other day, I tried an experiment where I put a sheet of aluminum foil in the microwave, and then 10 seconds later, boom! So be careful with how you wrap with aluminum foil. What about the periodic table of elements? If the atomic structure properties of silver, gold, and copper are different in this timeline, what about the other elements? Have you heard of Einsteinium? It was discovered in 1952 and added to the periodic table in 1955. Einsteinium is named after Albert Einstein. It's a synthetic element discovered after the first hydrogen bomb explosion.
For the first time, scientists have laid bare the chemical secrets of one of the most mysterious elements of the periodic table. Einsteinium, the elusive 99th element, was discovered in the debris of the first hydrogen bomb test in 1952.
There is also californium, a radioactive chemical element with the atomic number 98. It was first synthesized in 1950 at the Berkeley Laboratory in California. There is also berkelium, discovered in 1949 in Berkeley, California. And the list of elements I've never heard of goes on. I only remember 88 in my old timeline.
Calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
So what's going on? Could these Mandela effects indicate that the quantum field is changing? New elements on the periodic table, new conductivity properties for silver, copper, and gold, which indicate their atomic structure of protons and electrons and neutrons are changing. The quantum field is composed of these elements like electrons and protons and how they spin. Remember the double slit experiment? Observer changes the observed was about observing the behavior of electrons and their wave patterns. Observer changes the observed. The lucid dreamer changes the dream.
I've had dreams that weren't just dreams.
Better then. Ah. Stay away from the cabinet.
Is it possible that both how we observe reality and interact with it is changing? Could energy respond directly to how we think? Could energy respond to our emotions? Could energy respond to what we speak? Abracadabra, the magic word which means I create what I speak. The tongue of the bard, the ability to say something and have it happen. Instant manifestation with our tongue and voice box as a throat chakra upgrade that requires full responsibility and accountability with caring for others, but only when we raise our frequency to neutrality. Is it possible that these Mandela effects related to metals in the periodic table indicate the energy around us is evolving? One more thing about silver and electrical conductivity or electrical current. The physical monetary system is called currency. It comes from the word current, as in electrical current. Currency comes from the Latin word cora, which means current, as in electricity. Perhaps this Mandela effect in electrical current and currency related to silver, copper, and gold is symbolically indicating a possible change in our financial system. Many of you watching my videos already realize that our monetary system, also called the Babylonian money magic system, is based on nothing. The currency only works because of the money magic spell that convinced people it stood for something real. The financial systems of the world provide the illusion of abundance. Their abundance is an illusion, as most of the world's fiat currencies are deep in debt. It's like having a massive credit card debt that would take you millions of lives to pay off. There may be changes coming to our financial system, especially as the banking industry and Federal Reserve struggle and the masses truly comprehend that the emperor has no clothes. The most important thing about the Mandela effect of the conductivity of certain metals and new elements on the periodic table that many remember is that the physical energy around us is literally changing as we ascend through the timelines into higher and higher frequencies within the quantum field. In conclusion, I'd like to say, as in the ending of the Beverly Hillbillies, and I'm going to take my hair down for this. Woo! Well, now it's time to say goodbye to Jed and all his kin, and they would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back next week to this locality to have a heaping helping of their hospitality. Hillbilly, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Y'all come back now, you hear? This is the most magnificent, amazing game when you know how to play it. When you understand that this holographic dream matrix is completely neutral and will provide to you experiences you expect. This is the greatest show. This matrix game mirrors back to you what you think it is. If you think the world is grand, wonderful, magnificent, beautiful, and benevolent, then that is what your experience will be. That's why we created the matrix. Yes, you and myself and many others, but we got caught up in it and forgot. That's how good of a game it is. Perhaps this game is also a tryout for an even more challenging game. You don't realize who you fully are, the power that you have when you commit yourself to a lifestyle that raises your frequency. It's all about the choices you make. Every choice, no matter how insignificant it seems, contributes to your big picture. The Earth Game, the greatest show when you raise your frequency. This is where you want to be. So, what do you think about all the things you learned in this presentation about gameplay? Amnesia, non-player characters, time loops, life restarts, checkpoints and deja vu, pay-to-plays and walk-ins, unlocking your script, tesseracts, hypercubes, time, frequency, unfolding the cube, spheres, time loops, shapeshifter Earth, thinking outside the box, thinking outside the cube. In the words of Van Halen, right now is everything. Catch a magic moment right now. Your power is always in the now, never in the past. When you become neutral to all things, the matrix stops monitoring you and you can break out of your script and create the life you want. Role players in a role-playing game. Change the role and change the game. This game is a journey that doesn't end until you draw your last breath. This game that's all about the experiences. So get out there, unlock your script, travel, see the world, make new friends, find your soul family, live your dreams. Live your dreams, lucid dreamer.
We can't go back.
We won't. Can I make the jump?
Before we got started, we decided to stop by to say thank you. You gave us something we never thought we could have.
And what is that?
Another chance.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my content. It means a lot to go on this journey with you. Please remember to like and subscribe and share this video. Until next time, sending you and all the source fractals of you within all realities, within all time streams, within all dimensions, within time and space, my love. Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream until your dreams come true. Woo!